Yash, how do we deal with unconscious people? What's the definition of unconscious? Unconscious meaning you go outside, you're in a group of people, they're gossiping, they're talking nonsense, they're just bringing the energy level down. You're doing semen retention, you're vibing full on, but you want to connect, but you don't want to connect with that. Doesn't make any sense. It's like connecting with something that's going to bring you down. So you get mad at them, resentful. It's like, where's my people, you know? Or you're at work, you're feeling good, you're smiling, you're vibing. Boss gets mad. He doesn't like that. He feels you're more of a boss than he is, but he's got the title. He's got the boss title. So then, like, why are you trying to be? You're like trying to take his job. You're like acting like his boss energetically, and that's not. That's against the rules because he's the boss. This is what they can feel energetically, you know. Like quit intimidating me, man. I'm the boss here. Be like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just, like, what do you mean? Yeah, I dealt with that like my whole life. What else? Yeah, you get the gist. So what do? How do you deal with that? You have compassion for them. But see, you have to be conscious enough to have the compassion and understanding for them. You have to see, if you're unconscious and you meet somebody else unconscious, then you're going to get mad at them. And it doesn't matter. See, it's still the ego judging. It's still arrogance. This is deep introspection. See, if we want to be free, we got to look at all this stuff. It's not about like right and wrong. But if I'm judging somebody in my mind and I'm character assassinating them and I'm belittling them, that's still unconscious. That's unconsciousness on my part. So so the opposite of that is you have compassion, empathy. But that's not something that you can like practice. It's not like, if I'm going to run 5K and then a few times a week I'm practicing. I'm getting ready to run 5K. There's certain, like, I got to run a certain distance and I got to do something to practice. Compassion, any spiritual quality, actually, love, any of that, can't practice that. How are you going to practice? What does it mean? So you're going to go outside, you'll see some people doing some nonsense, and then you're going to say, okay, I'm going to practice compassion. What does that look like? What do you mean? Okay, I'm gonna practice like what does that look like? How are you gonna practice compassion? Those qualities are organic and they flow naturally, spontaneously, effortlessly when we're right with ourselves. When we're on higher frequency, vibration, our outlook changes. Our perception changes. We have what you can call a spiritual shift, a leap in consciousness. All these words. It's like we exchange our human lower level software VR set. We like upgrade to that new thing. What do they have now? My friend in Florida knows the new VR. I didn't even know about this VR stuff. I went to Florida a couple months ago and he turned me on to it. And I'm like, damn, technology's really, really growing. So that's what it's like. When you're on higher frequency, you have the latest high level software. Included in that software is compassion, empathy, patience, etc. This is what it means to start waking up. Waking up's not like getting a bunch of girls and making a bunch of money. That's something else. That's fine. It can be there or not be there. It's not important. What's important is maturing spiritually, because then life is easier. That's the real richness. What's that saying? You can be rich in material wealth, but poor in spirit. Or you can be poor in material wealth and rich in spirit. Which one would you rather be? Rich doesn't give you any real serenity. Ultimately, at some point, that's all you're going to want. After you taste all the things that the world has to offer and see that, okay, there's no real permanent satisfaction in this, you have to see that deeply. Then you're going to start to see, okay, something, some inner inclination inside that used to be dormant, that's going to go off, that's going to activate, and you're going to start seeking some growing spiritually. And then you're going to see, whoa, this is where it's at. This is the real contentment. Because this contentment isn't contingent upon things outside happening or not happening. If your happiness is contingent upon things happening or not happening on an external level, you're in trouble, man. Because this stuff out here is changing all the time. Nothing's secure out here. There's no guarantees. All your rich people, if the stock market crashes or the dollar goes out of existence, what are they going to do? Their happiness is tied up. It's not real happiness. It's more like sense pleasure. It's tied up in something that's not going to last anyway. It's something that's impermanent. Something that's like fickle. Like, so you have the contrast. You start to see, whoa, materially, this stuff, man, this is a trap. This has me a slave. It's like I'm a slave to something that's not even real. It's just changing all the time. Like I'm a slave to something that's always going to be changing. That doesn't make sense. You need to it's like we need to have dependence on something that's not changing, something that's reliable. That's our spiritual nature. And then we're going to have compassion. We're going to see others who are lost like we used to be. This is the whole purpose of being lost, by the way. Otherwise, we couldn't enjoy not being lost, and we wouldn't be able to help the people later who are lost. If you don't know, if you never tasted what it's like to be lost, and somebody comes to you and they're full of ego and defects of character, but yet they're attracted to you, they want some help, some guidance, but you don't know what that is, how are you going to help them? So we gotta taste all this ourselves, and then we start to come out of it because we learn, we have true knowledge, we see like, okay, this isn't where it's at. And then you find where it's at, and then all these things you read in the books, you know, higher qualities and spiritual qualities, those things start to manifest automatically. You see people they're hurting. See, when they're being unconscious in whatever way, you they're in trouble. something checks in and says like, okay, God, or higher self, whatever, or Jesus or Buddha or Krishna or Sufi, whatever, Muhammad, how would you have me look at this situation? This looks like a brother or sister that's suffering on some level. They don't know they are. I remember I used to be like that, so that's why I can see it. How would you guide me in this situation? Like, how can I help? How do you use me as an instrument to help heal them on some level? This becomes the dialogue as opposed to, this is a stupid idiot. Like, what the hell? Why are they so stupid? You see, it changes. There's a shift in perception. It changes. And then you get to download what to do. The answer to help them may be not to say anything, just to leave or something. Maybe your presence is bothering them. You're making them sick. They don't want spirituality. They want ego. Or maybe we don't know. Maybe you'll walk by and be like, hey, you know, some words will come, like everything's all right, or we don't know. The point is you're open. Something's checking in how to serve them as opposed to how to hate them. This is what needs to happen. This is a shift in consciousness. Semen retention will help with that, and healthy lifestyle habits and spiritual practice. I'm trying to find those beings who want to go to the next level, who want to use semen retention as a stepping stone to discover your true nature. This is the purpose of this channel, actually. And then those beings, we go over to the other channel, Spiritual Renaissance channel. And this is how we do it. All right. Let me know any questions you have. See you.